So I wholeheartedly believe in having a consultation call with every single client that fills out a contact form on my website. And I think what's often overlooked or just not thought about enough about this call is, what do you do after the call? How do you actually follow up? Hey guys, Samia here. I'm a wedding photographer and I want to talk today about the art of following up after you have a consultation call with potential wedding clients, the simple art of how to follow up to that call to book more weddings. So if you're a wedding photographer too, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get into the video. So that call is usually about a 30-minute Zoom call. And I think what's often overlooked or just not thought about enough about this call is, what do you do after the call? How do you actually follow up? So the first thing I do is I send a custom proposal within 30 minutes of the call. So at the end of the call, I ask clients, or would you like to receive a proposal? And the reason I ask that is because I think just sending one is kind of pushy indirectly. So I do ask clients if they're ready to receive a proposal and what package they would like to receive a proposal for. The beauty of HoneyBook is that you can actually send a proposal with multiple options. So if they're like, oh, we're in between, I'll say, oh, okay, I'm going to send you a proposal for either option. And I also tell them I'm going to extend a courtesy hold on their wedding date for 3 days. So that means that no other weddings are going to be booked on that date while they look at the proposal. So it's kind of a soft way to say, you have 3 days to decide without being too pushy. It just means that I may or may not be available after those 3 days. But these 3 days are for you to make sure that I have this date open, so you give people time to look over everything. So what I do is I send that proposal within 30 minutes of the call, and in that email, at the bottom of that email, I say, I'm extending you a courtesy hold for 3 days. It will expire this date at this time. So if it's Monday, that means it would expire Thursday, and then I do just the end of the day, so at 5 p.m. So that time is really important because then it kind of keeps you from guessing all day long, are they going to book or not? So I send that the day of the call. And then the next day, the day after the call, after 24 hours, if they have not responded to it saying, thanks, we'll look over it, I send a follow-up email and I say, hey, just making sure you got the proposal yesterday and you were able to access everything. Because with HoneyBook, most of the time it doesn't end up in spam, but sometimes people's emails are weird, or they see the email but they don't see the attachment, so they think they're waiting for something. So if I don't hear from them within 24 hours, I do send a follow-up email, and it just says, make sure you received the proposal and you were able to access everything. So it's not a question of, are you guys going to book or anything like that. It's just making sure that you guys actually received the proposal. So that's the only email I send, and then I will wait and let the deadline expire. I don't send a reminder email. I don't do anything. I don't say anything after that, unless they have questions, of course, then I'll answer them. I don't remind them of the deadline. I don't push it any farther. So I put the ball completely in their court, and then I just wait. So I don't send another email after that until they respond. If they do let me know that they went in a different direction, I do send a 2-question survey. So all that survey is 2 questions. One is what contributed to your decision? Was it 1, personality, 2, pricing, or 3, style? And then I say, is there anything we could have done to improve your decision, to improve your experience? So I think those 2 questions can tell me a lot about lost leads, and then you can have that information for what you're going to do with your pricing or your style, or do nothing with it. It's not a bad thing if somebody doesn't book. It doesn't necessarily mean you did anything wrong. It's impossible to book every wedding, so I like to just keep that data on file and keep an eye on it for what is going on from quarter to quarter in the business. So if you're a wedding photographer, make sure to subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. I hope this was a nice short and sweet video about the simple power of following up with your consultation calls. Make sure to follow up with yours and leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next week on YouTube.